Listen up. I realize this was a great session, but please remember the message. The message is, if you're not okay, that's okay too. But it's also so important that you ask for help. Ask for help. Please understand that all of you, most of you have phones, dial 988. You can talk to anybody when you're feeling down and blue to help you through these dark times. So thank you.
Marcus and her are going to do a fireside chat. If you're not sure what that is, that's where you ask the questions, he answers them, and talks candidly about everything, okay? Make sure you listen. Don't get up. We'll get the garbage afterwards, okay? I should all be up here. No whispering to your friends, or I'm coming to tap you. I should see everybody kind of turn this way. Back should not be to them, okay? All right, ready to go?
Thank you, Shelley. Hi, everyone. Hi. How are you feeling? Good. Thank you to Mr. Woodson for lunch and for this camp. Can we give him a round of applause? And also our friends from the University of St. Francis for giving of their time. So, as Shelley said, my name is Alice, and my passion is about mental health. What is it? What's mental health? Does anybody know what is mental health, honey?
Mental health is making sure you're like physically strong. And
You're what is strong?
like physically.
You're mentally strong.
Physically.
Mentally and physically strong. I just want you all to know that mental health is so important. Just like you're out there getting the tools that you need to be a great player, whether it's basketball, football, baseball, wrestling, whatever it may be, is that you got to be mentally right also to be physically fit to play any sport. I am someone who suffers from depression each and every day. Depression is something that really takes over someone's mind, takes over your attitude to a point that sometimes I don't feel like getting out of bed. But I think it's important that we share today to let you know, number one, it's okay not to be okay. Number one. Number two, it's okay to ask for help. Just because, say, you're a boy or a young man and you come from a family that says you should cry, you should ask for help. It takes a lot of courage and it takes a lot of bravery to ask for help when you're not feeling well. So I have my good friend Marcus here. You all met him yesterday. But Marcus has agreed to talk about his mental health journey and what he does as an athlete, as a very successful NFL player, what he does to help himself when things are not going his way. So, Marcus, you want to say something before we ask some questions?
Yeah, man, I just want to thank y'all for having me. I'm glad to be here. You know, I flew from Austin, Texas the other day to come help you guys out, so it's an honor to help you guys.
Okay, Marcus, so all these young men see you, you're a NFL player for the Patriots. You had the first year out of your rookie year and you played in the Super Bowl, but the outcome wasn't to your standards. How did you deal with that? How did you deal with that mentally? Not only as someone who sees you, but also when you were at home, behind your bedroom door. How did you internalize that and how did you process that?
I think just accepting what happened, and I think the biggest deal was just accepting myself and how can I do better for the next time that I'm in that position? How can I get better, help my teammates, help myself, help my family members, and how can I grow as a person all around?
Sure. So have you had hard days?
Yes.
How do you deal with those hard days? Especially as someone who's 6'7" that can throw down 50 chicken wings at one time. How do you deal with those hard days when everybody thinks, you're a 6'7" dude, successful, have an NFL contract? How do you deal with hard days? And the fact that you do have hard days, because we don't see that on ESPN. Yeah. We don't hear that.
I just go to, the people that are closest to me, the team psychologist, I talk to him a lot, just talk about how I'm feeling, how can I get past this hump, and I think that's the biggest deal, just being able to lean on your friends and family, being able to lean on the support system around you, because being able to lean on, the people around you, and you have your support system, you have your parents, you have your friends. It's okay not to be okay. All right, everyone thinks there's something wrong with you if you tell someone, oh, I have this problem or I have that problem. No, everyone has a problem, okay? So it's better to express yourself and talk about it rather than to just keep it inside.
Can you just talk about, it takes a lot of courage to ask for help. How do you define courage and bravery when someone asks for help for their mental health?
I think what makes you strong is being able to talk about everything that you're going through. It doesn't make you weak. It doesn't make you soft. I think that if you keep talking about your problems, talking about how you feel, I feel like that's the biggest thing.
How do you, again, you're an NFL player, people want to take your pictures to get your autograph. When you're feeling, down in the dumps, you said you've talked to friends, you talked to family. What would you say to a friend out there who has a friend who's struggling? And, how can you help them navigate or help them to get the help that they need? Like I said to you, you had surgery on your hand. When you went to a hand doctor, I assume, right?
Yes.
When our foot is broken, we don't go to a hand doctor. If we have a heart problem, we don't go to a foot doctor. But when we have something going on with our mind, we can't just talk to friends, not just a psychologist. What advice would you give to a friend that's helping a friend who's struggling?
Definitely try to go seek therapy. Try to,
You're not supposed to do that in the Black community. No, really, you're not supposed to do that as a man.
No, you're supposed to do that as a man. I think that makes you a strong man, because holding it in and and it affects you mentally. You start becoming angry. You starting to rage. People start not recognizing you, who you really are. And I feel like once you start seeking help, I feel like that's what gets you over the hump.
Again, being that NFL player, you're supposed to be strong. You're supposed to be, very resilient. When those days you don't have that hat you're wearing, what are some things that you do that are healthy or coping mechanisms to get you over that hump, to see the light of day, if you will?
Yeah, I do like breathing techniques, just reminding myself who I am. I go into the mirror, I tell myself I'm a strong Black man. I keep reminding myself who I am. If anyone tries to tell me different, I can tell myself, no, I am this.
Wonderful, wonderful. Again, I hate to keep going back to this Super Bowl. Social media must have dogged you guys.
Yeah.
How did you deal with social media? Almost everyone, and I don't mean to give a blanket description that everybody has social media, but a great number of us have social media or have access to it. How did you stay away from that, or how did you not allow that negativity to impact Marcus, the man?
Yeah, you just try to stay off those things. You don't want it to corrupt you, because our lifestyle is so built around social media, and sometimes we like to compare and contrast who's doing this or who's doing what. Sometimes as a human being, you want to compare yourself and be like, oh, I wanted this to happen or I wanted that to happen. But if you stay on your own path, I feel like that'll help you in the long run.
When football doesn't love you back as much as you love football, what do you do? What do you tell yourself? I mean, what's your inspiration? What's that affirmation that you keep saying to yourself? You just alluded to that you tell yourself in the mirror, I'm strong, I'm proud, I can do this. But what are some other techniques that you can share with your campers?
Just expressing myself to my brothers, that I can do this, staying close to my faith, keep doing my physical therapy and mental therapy, just doing breathing techniques, and I feel like that's what helped me in the long run.
Now, many the campers today look like you, and they come from home environments in which we're told to pray about it. The reason why we're depressed is because we're not praying enough. We didn't go to church on Wednesday and on Sunday. We didn't go to Bible study. We're not talking to pastor. Also, we come from a history of, our ancestors, they've overcome so much, and we're depressed. Come on now. what can we tell our parents? What can we tell our village that I need help, but that doesn't make me any less of a young man?
Yeah, so as a young black Christian, they tell us to pray about it, and that's a great thing to do. But God also put therapists on this earth to help us. So if I feel like if we go seek them and they're right in front of us, I feel like that will help us in the long run.
Would you be willing to share what has been your experience with the therapist? They don't bite you or pinch you. They don't, laser tag or tag you or anything like that. Can you just share your experiences as going into therapy?
Yeah, they don't judge you. If you go in with head on first, you tell them everything. They'll try to help with the solution, and as the days goes on, and you see yourself grow, and you see how you've matured to be a better human being.
Now, we all strive. These young men are striving to be NFL players, to be the next Marcus, to be the next Rod. When that all fails, isn't it important to have not necessarily a plan B, but a plan A minus? Yeah. Meaning that when football fails you or your time is come and gone, how important is it for them to do well in school, whether it's going to college or going to a trade school? How important is that, Marcus?
It's very important. You see a lot of guys who are talented, who work hard, who still don't make it, and I always go by the saying it's bigger than ball. And I feel like, school and, I wasn't the best student all the time, but, I've always tried to get my grades up, but it's very important because I graduated in the end, and I know it's going to help me in the long run.
And what advice would you give yourself that are these ages? What would you tell them now? Knowing what you know now, what would you tell a 12, 13, 14-year-old?
I would just say, listen to your supporting cast, listen to the people who are around you, because all they're trying to do is help you, and they want you to be better than how they were. So that's what I would tell myself.
If you had a second conversation with, should I follow my dream even though I have an injury? Should I still work hard? With your hand injury, I'm sure you have a lot of rehab and PT. Yeah. Some of those days are going to unfortunately be touched. These young campers are going to be touched with an injury. What are some advice that you could give them to remain positive, to keep their eye on the prize, and to keep moving forward?
Yeah, I would say this. The days are long, but the year is short. And what that means is that, the days are going to be long. You're going to have long days where you feel like you're going to give up. But the year is going to go by so fast. Like, you look up and it's Christmas, then you look up and it's New Year's, and you want to look back and be like, oh, I put my all into this. Mm-hmm.
So, losing in a Super Bowl, I'm sure it was very devastating. So how do you keep motivating yourself, to be better, to do better, to win a Super Bowl, to go back to a Super Bowl?
I think just doing the same thing, having the same routine, whether we won it or lost, just coming back and try to do the same thing next year, try to get better, try to help my teammates, how to be a better person for the person next to you and not letting your brother down.
So, since you've been in the NFL, how many hard days have you had? Too many to count?
Yeah, almost every day. Really.
Almost every day? So it's not just, I'm sure it's not just memorizing plays and whatnot. What are some of the other challenges that you're faced as an NFL player? Because, we only see the glory. Yeah. We only see how the cameras capture you. If you're in the top 10 and, on ESPN, what is that like for you?
Just not skipping a step. You got a guy that is next to you and he wants to play just as hard as you, or he wants your spot as well. So, not being able to let that in your mind mentally and try to keep pushing forward, try to keep competing and all that stuff, and that's the biggest thing. Sure.
Now, I grew up with 13 siblings, and, my parents couldn't afford for me to go to AAU or, getting a special coach or whatnot. And many campers here today may not have the resources to get them fully prepared. How can they, with their own resources, get up to a level such as Marcus when he was ready to enter college?
Yeah, just maximizing your opportunity, whether, you don't always need the fancy, gear and all this stuff and all the fancy AAU teams. Like, you could work out in the backyard or, look up YouTube videos, like maximizing, what you have in front of you.
What did you do, Marcus?
I definitely worked out with my dad. Like, my dad had me and my two other brothers waking up at 5 in the morning and just doing basketball drills and weight room drills.
So what are some parting words? What is, these kids are going to remember these last 2 days for a long time. And they're going to remember maybe Rod gave them a look or said, hey, that was a good play. What was something that was said to you that has really spearheaded you to greatness?
I would say what I said earlier, just it's bigger than ball. And what that means is that, it's bigger than what the sport you play or what you do for a living. It's about your mental health. It's about giving back to the community. It's about little things in life that people are going to remember you for the long run.
And could you just sum up how important it is to reach out to someone and also be that friend, to walk alongside with them, to get them the help that they need? Could you just stress the importance that when things are not okay, I know it's really, in our community, we've had some really bad things happen in the last couple days, and, violence is not the answer. A lot of us are struggling. What key advice from your perspective, from a Texas guy?
Yeah, like just growing up, they'll tell you you're soft, you're scary or whatever, but like that's not the case. It's not the case when it comes to your mental health. It's a big deal. It actually makes you a strong person. So if you're really going through something or dealing with something, it's okay to talk to someone about it.
Thank you. Rod, did you want to say something? Rod, want to say something? Put you on the spot? No? Okay. How about, you guys have any questions? Anybody have a question? Oh, wait a minute. Go ahead, ask it, honey.
How do you sleep if you have like full pressure on your neck?
Oh, that's a great question. His question was, how does he sleep when he has so much pressure? He's faced with so much pressure. That's a great question.
Yeah, I do breathing techniques. Like I said, I remind myself who I am. I listen to a lot of music as well, just to calm myself and being able to sleep on that.
What's yours, honey?
How much sacks did you have last year, and what's your goal for this year?
Oh, that's a good question. How many sacks did he have last year? What's his goal this year?
I'm an offensive lineman. I don't sack the quarterback.
How many sacks did he give up?
How many
I ain't give up any.
Here we go.
Okay, go ahead, honey. What's this right here? Oh, that's a great. Who was your most supportive person?
Probably my oldest brother. Just talking to him, I feel like that helped me.
Play offensive line, right?
Yeah.
So how many sacks did you give up?
Zero.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead. Wait a minute. What's your question, honey? How do you feel for the big games, and how do you prepare yourself mentally and physically?
For me, I think it's just preparing like a starter, just being ready. And I feel like, being nervous, it's okay to be a little nervous because I feel like that means you're prepared. I feel like once you make that first contact, I feel like that's.
Here's another one. Go ahead. Who is your most supportive teammate?
Probably my center.
And who is that?
Jared Woodson.
Who's the most annoying on your team?
I don't know.
How many pancakes do you have in the city?
I don't know.
A lot.
A lot.
Who is your favorite teammate?
I'll probably either say my center Jared or my left tackle Will.
Will Smith? Oh, listen, who would you least let your daughter date?
Stephon Diggs.
Yeah. No comment. No comment. He's not my teammate no more.
Hold on. Go ahead. You have support, go ahead. Go ahead, honey. Forget it? Go ahead. How many blocks have you had in one game?
I mean, usually there's like 70 plays in the game, so 70.
70?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. One of our coaches right here.
I got two.
Go ahead.
The first one is what is your why, and the second one is what are your goals for the year?
Good question.
My why is definitely my family. That's really who I think about every day. And just, just having that pressure on myself as well. Just being able to get up every day and be like, look, I want to be who I want to be. And I made that decision a long time ago.
That's it. And what is your goal?
Man, my goal, honestly, my goal is to give back to my community as much as I can because they poured into me growing up. And, just be the best football
And
player I
beyond,
can
in
be.
communities beyond state lines.
Yeah.
So if I may ask one of our St. Francis coaches, how is mental health important to you in college? Any of you guys would go ahead, honey.
My mental health is important to me because I know what it can do to your body, mentally, physically. How when you're not in the right mind space, the right tools around you, or the right people around you, you go down the wrong path.
Right.
And I'm a witness to that. In middle school, I was going down the wrong path myself, doing the wrong thing. But as I started talking to people, talking to the right people, I got back on the right track, and that's why I'm doing
So these young kids, you were these kids not too long ago.
Yes.
Did you think mental health was important as an athlete?
When I was in 7th grade, no. As I got older, realized and started seeing the internet more, I did realize it's great.
Thank
Especially
you.
when you spot it.
Yes. Anyone else? Guys, go ahead.
What was the question?
I said, as a college player, you're not so far from these young men. Was mental health important to you then? And in hindsight, should it have been important?
Well, when I was their age, I wasn't thinking about this.
What's up, guys? Listen, can I have that microphone, please?
As a kid, when you're like their age, you don't really think about mental health.
But isn't it important to think about mental health
Yes,
now?
it's very important to think about mental health, especially as you to start thinking about that because bad habits up here develop as you get older. When you don't learn that stuff and you want to be working on moving certain aspects of your life, so it's easy to learn that stuff. And it's very important.
Thank you. So I saw, okay, go ahead, honey. What's your question?
What's running through your mind?
What kind of things are running through your mind when you're playing the game?
Just my alignment, my assignment, my technique. So who do I have? What technique I'm going to use this play? And then how am I going to approach this person?
What is your question, honey?
When you first started in the NFL, was you a starter or was it practice?
I was on the active roster, but I was a swing tackle. I was backup.
Which teammate was
Which teammate causes the bond?
I don't know. No comment.
What's your overall? Okay.
Hey guys, Marcus, he has to go. He has to catch a flight. So we're gonna excuse him so he can go catch his plane. But if we wanna,
Okay, listen up. I realize this was a great session, but please remember the message. The message is, if you're not okay, that's okay too. But it's also so important that you ask for help. Ask for help. Please understand that all of you, most of you have phones, dial 988. You can talk to anybody when you're feeling down and blue to help you through these dark times. So thank you.
So, here you go.